Hello everyone, I am Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English channel. Now the topic that we are going to discuss is the South American country known as Trinidad and Tobago. But why are we discussing it? Because if you can see, recently Prime Minister Modi visited Trinidad and Tobago for the first time as an Indian Prime Minister. And as you can see from this image, he has been received on the airport after his arrival by the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And ma'am here also belongs to Indian origin. So in that regard, let us try to understand what is Trinidad and Tobago, where it is located and what it is famous for, right? Now the notes for this session, if you want to download them, they will be made available on the Telegram channel known as ATS Live. So to go to this channel, what you need to do, open your Telegram app. On the top right hand corner, there's a search bar. Click on it and write ATS Live. You'll find the channel. Subscribe to it if you still haven't and download the notes. If you have problems in locating this channel, you can also scan this QR code and you'll then find the channel, right? So let us start by understanding why we're discussing Trinidad and Tobago, because Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, he arrived in Port of Spain, which is the capital of the country, Trinidad and Tobago, on a state visit to the country. Now this marked for the first time an Indian PM has visited this country since 1999, right? So in that regard, let us understand the details about this country, which is important from our exams perspective. Now this country is located in the South America. It is particularly an island which is located just north of the country Venezuela, right? Now if you look or zoom into this map, this is the country. It is located just north of Venezuela here, and it is also quite neighboring to the country of Guyana. Okay. Now this Trinidad and Tobago actually consists of two islands, Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad is the larger island which is more developed, whereas Tobago is the smaller island more prominent for its tourist activities, right? Now this island, it is located in the southeastern part of West Indies. How many of you watch cricket? You must have heard about a team known as West Indies, was having quite famous players like Vivian Richards, like Brian Lara, etc., right? But that team does not represent a country. It represents a cricketing board whose members are different countries located in Caribbean. So it also includes cricketers who might originate from countries like Trinidad and Tobago. Now this country is located in Atlantic Ocean and quite close to the South American coast, northeast to Venezuela, northwest to Guyana. Now this country, as I've already told you, consists of two different islands, Trinidad, which is a larger and a more industrial of the islands, whereas the smaller of the islands, Tobago, it is a tourist driven island, right? So these are the two main islands of the country, Trinidad and Tobago. Now this country also has many mountain ranges which are basically an extension of the Andes mountain ranges, and the northern range in Trinidad is an extension of Venezuela's Andes mountain. Now other natural resources which are available in the country is a pitch lake which is located in Trinidad. It is the world's largest natural asphalt deposit. Also, the highest peak of this country is Mount Aripo in the northern range, as well as the rivers like Orthori as well as Karoni. These are the rivers that are draining into the country. Okay. Now, let us understand the political and historical context of this country. This country, like India, was also a former colony. It was formerly colonized by Spain. After that, Britishers ruled over this territory. Now, this country got its independence from its colonial rule back in 1962, and it eventually became a republic in 1976. Do you know what is a republic? In a republic, the head of the state is an elected official, whereas in the monarchical form of government, the head of the state is a hereditary person. So for example, in Britain, the head of the state, which is the queen or the king, they are a people who belong to a lineage, right? Whereas India or US or Trinidad and Tobago, these countries are republic, where the head of the state of these countries, that is the president, they are either directly or indirectly elected, right? Now the capital of Trinidad is a city known as Port of Spain, which is on the island of Trinidad. And the government type which is followed in the country of Trinidad and Tobago, it is a unitary form of government, which is a government where only one central government exists, and if the state government exists, they derive their power directly from the central government. The other forms of the government are federal form of the government, which is there in countries like India or US. Whereas unitary form of the government, they are more prevalent in smaller countries like Trinidad, Tobago, like United Kingdom, etc. And it also follows a parliamentary form of government like the British form of government, where the head of the government is Prime Minister, not the President. The President of any parliamentary country is just a nominal head, right? Now the It also is a member of Commonwealth of Nations, which is a grouping of the former colonies of United Kingdom, which also includes India. And Trinidad and Tobago is also a member of CARICOM, which is the Caribbean community, right? Now, the international significance of Trinidad and Tobago, like that it is a major oil and natural gas producer in the Caribbean. Other islands which are quite prominent for the Caribbean, known for their natural gas, is also the country of Guyana, which Prime Minister Modi recently visited also. Now, Trinidad and Tobago also hosts several regional organizations, be it Association of Caribbean States or CARICOM, that is the Caribbean community. Now, a strategic point of view of this country is that it acts as a strategic entry point into the Caribbean and Atlantic region. So that is why even for trade perspective, the relations between India and Trinidad and Tobago are quite crucial. So in that regard, let us understand how closely India and Trinidad and Tobago are intertwined. Now, the most important highlight of Trinidad and Tobago that it is home to large section of Indian origin population, which is very close to 40%. And the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago also comes from Indian origin, who are mainly the descendants of the indentured laborers who moved quite few years back, that is in 1800s, after the British rule. So what Britishers did, that it had number of sugarcane plantations in the region and they required laborers. So these laborers were brought from countries like India. So these people are known as Girmitiyas, right? Now India, it also shares strong cultural and historical ties, particularly through diaspora diplomacy. As we have seen, the members who were performing Ramayana drama, they were also there in the entourage who welcomed the Prime Minister Modi into Trinidad and Tobago. Now, India also collaborates with this country in sectors like energy, education, healthcare, and climate resilience. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his 2025 visit, marked this the first visit of an Indian Prime Minister since 1995, which boosts bilateral cooperation between these two countries. And you have to understand, these are smaller countries, but all these smaller countries have equal vote in the United Nations General Assembly, where India might require their support in future time. So that is why cultivating relationship with not just bigger but also smaller countries are very important diplomatically, right? Now, I have a practice question for you, but before that, I wanted to tell you something. Now, what about students who are preparing for this exam while they are working in a company or while they are studying in a college? Now, you might be facing problem because of lack of time that you are able to give to your preparation, and also you don't know what to do or how to do it in terms of your preparation. Now, every of your problem will be solved if you get your admissions in the resolution batches, and these batches have been curated particularly with a later on target year. So especially if you're a student who are in a college, or if you're a working professional, you won't be able to give your 24 hours of your time to your preparation, and this is quite understandable. So you guys need to have a longer time period before you are able to prepare diligently for this exam and eventually be able to clear it. So for you guys, we are specially brought batches for 2027 and 2028. Now the aspects about these batches, that these come with longer validity and the classes will be held gradually. So you get enough time period so that you are able to go through the lectures and know enough to be able to give your test series, all of which are available in our batches, right? To take admissions to this 2026, 27 or 28 batch, you need to go to our website. Before taking the admission, please remember, you'll have to use the code ATS Live because it helps you save 7,000 of your rupees. How it will save your rupees? Let me tell you. Now, suppose if you want to enroll yourself for this 2028 batch, right? Go to our website. You'll be required to log in first. After you're done with the logging in formality, click all language and select English. Once you select English, you'll be provided with multiple options on what kind of batches you want. Suppose if you want the 2028 batches, this is the last batch right here, right? Click on buy now. Once you click on buy now, it shows 54,999 is the course fees. Now the validity of this batch is 60 months, where you can give exams up till 5 years and you'll have access to all the lectures, all the test series until then. Now to get admissions to this batch at a discounted rate, discounts even on this amount, what you need to do is use the code which is flashing on the bottom half of your screen, okay? Click on buy now first. Once you click on buy now, on your right, there's an option to add promo code. Click on that and on the left, write ATS Live. As soon as you're done writing ATS Live, click apply and you will realize discount of 7,000 rupees is now applicable, and this course fees has now reduced to 47,999, right? And you'll get this rate, see, only after you apply the code ATS Live, and it helps you save 7,000 of your or your parents' hard-earned money. You obviously get many features like live classes, and if you miss out on live classes, you'll be provided with the recorded lecture, which you can see n number of times. You'll be getting one-to-one mentorship, and to hone your learning, you'll be getting both prelims as well as mains test series. And to help you solve the current affairs, we'll also be providing you cap modules. If you still have any doubt, you obviously will have, because you're spending nearly 48,000 of your rupees. Please feel free to reach out us on 9240231070. They will suggest you, they will first ask you what is your requirement, and they'll suggest you the course which suits you the best. Please give us a call on 9240231070, and they'll solve all your doubts. Now, let us come back to our discussion. The practice question is this, which I've curated. Which of the following statement best describes the term Girmityas, right? Please do let me know the correct answers in the comment section, and the ones who answer it correctly, I will give your comment a thumbs up so that you'll know you've done it right. And once again, if you want to download the notes, these will be available on the Telegram channel known as ATS Live. You know the drill. Subscribe to it if you still haven't, and download the notes. So we'll see each other again tomorrow. Please have a very good night.